That's why we're having this conversation, is because we talk so much about what not to do versus what to do. Like, we have to have the conversation of what to do. And I think that's why, going back to Dave's initial point, when we started the conversation, like, there's a lot of these organizations built around women, these hashtags built around women, these support groups for women. Where's that for the guys? Why don't we band together and support each other? Why don't we encourage each other? Why don't we have something that we do, that is consistent and not a matter of jabbing at each other's egos? Because we love to run into, especially as men, we love to run into the crab in the barrel situation. And we like to be like, I see you being great. You look cool. Let me check you real quick. Because I'm a man and you can't be better than me. I'm supposed to be the top dog. You're making my masculinity seem inferior because I'm not confident in my own masculinity and you're showing off yours. So what is the role of a black man in today's society? You transitioning out, you've gone, you've grown up, you've seen stuff and you heard stuff from your family, you've gone to school, you got the internet, you kind of looking up certain stuff. I'm a man and I'm supposed to do this like this. I'm supposed to be this. The word provider gets thrown around a lot. Again, like I said, I feel like once you get into your teens, you kind of start to question that for yourself. So then the question then becomes, okay, well, what is masculinity? What am I as a man supposed to do as a functioning male in society?
Can I touch that first?
Yeah.
I like that because I think that I've always thought that black teachers in school were really important and vital to black males, because a lot of times we don't have black males and we really grasp on to the black teachers a lot of times, because with us not having a male figure in the household, this is the closest thing that we're able to relate to. I know for me, I had one and he was the first person to ever teach me about hip hop and made me want to rap. So he easily was able to relate with me, and I was able to relate with him, and he gave me a lot of important insight, and I watched how he treated his wife that also worked at the school, and it made me feel like this was important.
So do you feel like certain things are instinctive? There's certain things that you may see a fellow brother doing and you're like, that's a good note. I'm gonna take note. I'm gonna try to implement that, or I'm gonna try to follow that, because I feel like there's certain times where I see something, I'm like, yeah, that feels good.
But
I would like to not maybe do the same thing, but I would like to produce the same feeling.
Right, and that's real. I remember as far probably okay, we was talking about how we raised around women and stuff like that. My mother, a single mother, whatever. And I found that, I felt out of place with the things my mother would try to, do with me. You know what I'm saying? These are normal things, but for some reason they just don't resonate with me. You know what I'm saying?
You got dragged to the hairdresser too?
Yeah. Or try to paint my nails clear. But, you know what I'm saying? Try to paint my nails.
What's wrong with your nails?
Try to, you know what I mean? And I'm basically try to make me what she thought, what she liked as a man, you know what I'm saying? A metrosexual, whatever. Meanwhile, no diss to that, you know what I'm saying, if you want that, but I was attracted to the dudes that was you know what I'm saying, that was
you
smacking the hammer, you know what I'm saying, putting the hammer,
you was watching
using
the Turtles, you wanted to be a Ninja Turtle.
That's right, you know what I'm saying?
But again, that goes back to the type of shows and movies we was watching back then, because they would not to. You grew up.
But wait. But let me answer your question.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, but let me answer your question though. You asked that, you may not know what a man is, but you see a man doing something, you yeah, that's it. I remember distinctly, I was my mother, my grandma, my aunt, they was all sitting on the porch. This when I was living, I think this when I was in Cleveland for the summer, East Cleveland, whatever. So I was in there and I was I walked to the barber shop with my uncle and came back. I'm like a kid. I like, dang, what you think of the cut? I like the cut. It's fly. Dang, man, you got me nice. Dang, that's so fly. Thank you. All right, cool. Walking home, my aunt and my mom and my grandma, they all sitting on the porch, almost waiting to critique my cut. You know what I'm saying? And they why he did that? Why he did this? Why well, yeah. And my uncle, I started to get down, you know what I'm saying? I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And my uncle was like, in front of them, because he wasn't, you know, afraid to do that type of thing, which is why I looked up to him to answer the first question you asked. He was like, man, don't be listening to them girls. Do you like your cut? Yeah. All right then. Well, the cut is good, right? Well, yeah, I guess so. No, what you mean you get? Did you like the cut? Yeah, I liked it. All right, so it's good then, right? Yeah, it's good. All right then. Don't let these females tell you. Don't let these girls tell you what you should be. You choose what you should be. Don't let these girls tell you what you like. You like what you like. When you find out what you like, then you like it, and that's it.
I feel like
that's
there's-
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
So
You know what I'm saying? And that's what stood. And that's what stood with me. That was a thing that felt good to me. Like that to me. That was what a man is. You know what I'm saying? A man make his own decisions, whether they right or wrong. He make his own decisions. Nobody is like blah 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 controlling him. He like, you know what? I got the last say on this, and my last say is that nigga, I like these pants. I don't care if nobody like them, and so I'm gonna wear them like that, and that's it.
I think there's a lot of truth in what your uncle said, but I think if we were to, in my more now woke days, just kidding. No, but seriously, if we were to look at the way that was said, there's a few things that in context are really disrespectful about what was said there.
Okay.
As encouraging and as inspiring
You
as,
could see it
as
like that.
needed that you about to say it can
Yeah.
be looked at in
Yeah,
a
you
way
can
that's
say it like
like, oh well,
Context
I'm about to say
matters,
yeah, I'm about
right?
to say wait, why did he
Context
say
matters.
girl, you know, instead of women?
Of course.
People don't look at those things and they don't think it matters, but for me,
Yeah, context. It's
not
context.
out of this
Yeah.
is not even documentary.
Yeah, if you
This
put a
is just
sound
me.
bite of me saying that, they'd be like, You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
what?
That ain't right. What you mean,
Right,
girl?
no,
I'm a
girl.
woman.
Right,
I'm
and
grown.
exactly.
Yeah, like-
exactly. And people, a lot of
I'm
people.
your damn mama. What
a
you
lot
mean?
of
You know, like
wait till I see you. Wait till I see you this weekend.
Right.
Yeah, so-
I got a hot slap for you.
Like I was on the phone once with
right
my
on my
mom, and she was like, something, boy, shut up. And I was like, don't call me boy no more. She was like, who you talking to, boy? I said, look, you raised me to be a man, so why do you keep calling me boy all the time?
And that's what I wanted to get to. It's that we're not. There's this balance of trying to tell you should know your place and be respectable. You know, respect your mom, honor your parents, whatever, however you want to look at it.
Mhm.
And then there's also, like I said, not enough of this teaching and the nurturing aspect of you need to work towards becoming this. And I feel like that's something that my mom and my grandmother, I really appreciate them doing, is that they would tell me like, you would need to do this. You need to progress to this. Not that you have to be this right this second, but here, think about this. Like my grandmother would sit down on the porch and have real conversations with me. Not these fluff type of, when you get older. There was never a point in time where my grandmother was like, when you get older, you'll understand. And that's something I super appreciate. But again, context, diction, your word choice, these things matter because what you say is a reflection of the way you think. No matter how much anyone ever tries to deny it, even if you don't fully understand, or maybe it wasn't intentional and you're saying it to get off that way, and you just said it initially because of whatever reason you want to spin on it. The point is, it's in your head that way. And if someone calls things like that out to you, then you should fix it.
Of course. Every time.
We don't call things like that out to each other. We don't. I like to do that because I'm big on words, and I feel like your words have power. That's something that my mom always told me, something my grandma always told me. Your words have power. You're going to manifest the things that you say. If you're looking at all women as girl, you're going to treat all women as girl.